Top 10 Propaganda Essay Topics. The history of propaganda, from the ancient times to nowadays. The history of propaganda spans from ancient to modern times, with various modifications throughout different periods. When writing an essay about propaganda history, touch upon ancient civilizations' rulers who used propaganda to consolidate power, often employing symbols, myths, and rituals to shape public opinion. Examine how advancements in mass media, such as newspapers, radio, television, and of course, the internet, have shaped the evolution of propaganda techniques and messages. Propaganda and mass media, obstacles and best conditions for propagandists. How can media channels be used as vehicles for disseminating propaganda messages? Discuss the ethical concerns associated with the use of propaganda in mass media and its potential impact on public opinion and decision-making. Refer to case studies from different historical and contemporary contexts to demonstrate the significance of mass media in propagating information and shaping perceptions. Media propaganda, poster advertisement. Poster advertisements have been actively used in propaganda throughout the years. Their visual elements, slogans, and persuasive techniques were employed to influence public attitudes and behaviors. Give the most prominent historical examples of propaganda posters from different political, social, and cultural contexts. Analyze the intended messages, target audiences, and underlying ideologies conveyed through these specific posters and this type of propaganda in general. History of Hitler's Nazi propaganda. Hitler's Nazi propaganda is a vast topic to explore. You can start with its inception and then trace its impact on German society and the world during World War II. Analyze the exact techniques and strategies used by the Nazi leaders to manipulate public perception and promote their ideologies. Discuss the role of key propagandists, such as Joseph Goebbels, and explore the lessons learned from Nazi propaganda in safeguarding democratic principles and preventing the spread of extremist ideologies. Al Jazeera TV, a propaganda platform. Explore the role of Al Jazeera TV as an influential media outlet in the Middle East. Some critics perceive it as a propaganda platform. Is that true? This essay topic requires a lot of attention to analyzing the history, mission, and editorial politics of Al Jazeera to understand its approach to news reporting and storytelling. One more idea is to discuss the controversy surrounding Al Jazeera's coverage of political events and conflicts in the region. Why We Fight, American Wartime Propaganda. Why We Fight was a series of American wartime propaganda films made during World War II. In an essay on this topic, discuss the objectives, themes, and messages conveyed in these films to rally public support for the war effort. How strong was the power of propaganda films in shaping patriotic sentiments and recruiting soldiers? Analyze the historical background of the films and their impact on public opinion during World War II. Propaganda in the democratic society. It might surprise you, but propaganda is quite powerful in democratic societies. In an essay on such a topic, discuss its potential impact on public opinion, political discourse, and the functioning of democracy. You can also examine case studies of propaganda campaigns targeting democratic societies and their implications for freedom of speech. Finally, reflect on the importance of media literacy, critical thinking, and a robust public sphere in countering propaganda in democratic societies. Propaganda forms and techniques. Emotional appeals, loaded language, selective presentation of facts, and manipulation of visuals are just some examples of propaganda techniques. When focusing on them, you can analyze the psychological and persuasive mechanisms employed in propaganda and their impact on shaping public perceptions. For a more profound analysis, refer to the actual cases from historical and contemporary contexts to illustrate different propaganda techniques. Authoritarian propaganda in education. How does propaganda work in education systems under authoritarian regimes? To answer this question, examine how educational institutions can be used as tools for propagating specific ideologies and suppressing dissent. Provide case studies of authoritarian propaganda in educational settings, including curriculum design, indoctrination methods, and censorship of information. The Cyberspace War, Propaganda and Trolling. Trolling is the modern-day propaganda tool used in the cyberspace war. When researching this method, analyze the strategies employed by state actors, non-state actors, and other malicious entities in spreading information and sowing discord online. What are the ethical challenges posed by online propaganda and trolling? Examine the role of social media platforms and technology companies in addressing these challenges.